pretty big event that's been in town for quite some
time.
time.
Yeah, you might have noticed there's a couple of extra vehicles driving around, a couple of extra people in restaurants. That's because we have thousands of people that are here for one of the biggest events of the entire year when it comes to athletics.
That's right, the AAU Junior Olympics, and we want to make sure you know about all the events that are happening because things are starting to wind up. So still have an opportunity to take advantage of some of the great things that are happening here. Very excited to have the Vice President in studio with us, Rusty Buchanan. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Well, thank you guys for having me.
Give everyone an idea of how big this is, because when we first start talking about this, people, oh yeah, okay, Junior Olympics come to town, that's really cool, but this is a major event that brings in thousands of people.
Oh, absolutely. The history of the AAUs is amazing in itself. The organization's established in 1888, so we've been around for that long, and the Junior Olympic Games are truly the Junior Olympic Games.
What age groups are we talking?
Under 18 is our, but we do break it up in certain sports by age class. For example, the track and field, you've got kids out there as young as 8 years old competing against the other 8-year-old kids, and it's just amazing to watch these youngsters. And they are future Olympians, some of them, but you know, they're also the future doctors and lawyers and preachers and teachers and educators. So the parents are all excited about the ability to travel and expose their kids to new things. And I got to tell you, they love Iowa.
That's great.
Wonderful
Now,
to hear.
let's talk some numbers here. When we're talking about the athletes, the kids that are here competing, what kind of numbers of athletes do we have here?
Well, in total, it's huge. I think we had 15 sports, and the number was close to 13,000 individual athletes. And of course, they're under 18, so most of them don't get in the car and drive in by themselves. So the moms and dads, aunts, uncles, grandmas, grandpas all come in with them. So the total number of people that are in town scattered over an 11-day period. The event's so big that we've got to obviously break it up.
That's as long as the state fair. Yeah.
We need to schedule that so that we back up to it next time, because I've heard such great things about the Iowa State Fair. I got to come back and take advantage of that. But it's a great event. It is, as you said, starting to wind down a little bit now. We've only got track and field left.
Okay.
But some really, really great events going on today and tomorrow at Drake. And what a great facility, and the people at Drake, and I've got to take my hat off to them, and the people with your Iowa Convention Bureau, they've just done a fantastic job. The volunteers, all the people have stepped up and said, hey, you know, we're proud of Iowa, and we're happy to be here. They really make everybody feel at home.
Now, where are these kids all coming from? Like literally all across the country, the world, where are they all coming from?
Well, all across the United States.
Okay.
But a very special, and it can only happen here in Iowa. There's a very special relationship, and I'm sure that a lot of your viewers understand, between the Iowa National Guard and the Republic of Kosovo.
Right.
Well, a few months ago, there was a diplomatic group that went to Kosovo, and I was very happy to be a part of that, although I'm not an Iowan. I wore my Iowa hat proudly that week, and General Orr and his folks from here reached out to some of the wrestlers from Kosovo and said, the Junior Olympic Games will be in Des Moines. We'd love to have you participate. And lo and behold, there was 7 wrestlers or 8 wrestlers and a coach that actually came in and participated and represented the Republic of Kosovo. Now we may have to talk to them about coming back, because they won 2 gold medals as bronze and I said, well, wait a minute.
They took over.
Come on.
Maybe that wasn't such a good idea after all.
No, they did great. So we did have here for the very first time international competition, and it took place right here at the Iowa Event Center.
I absolutely.
And that was one of the other places. Obviously, you're at Drake because you have track and field stuff coming up and winding things down. But where were you spread out with all these different 13,000 athletes?
Well, the majority of the athletes obviously were track and field athletes, so Drake. But the Iowa Event Center was home to some pretty interesting stuff. I don't know if you've ever even seen pickleball.
Yeah, we've heard pickleball. We haven't played it.
It's amazing. It was kind of fun to watch. Pickleball basically played on half of a tennis court with something that resembles a wiffle ball and a paddle, and you back and forth. But it's a very fast-growing sport here in the U.S., especially for an older population. But pickleball was there. We had baton twirling was part of it. We had cup stacking. Yeah. And if you've never seen that, it's absolutely amazing, the hand-eye coordination these young kids have. But all of those are sports that were at the Iowa Event Center. Of course, we did have some swimming down at your aquatic center, and we had some field hockey, but I think that was up at the university. So 15 total sports spread out over the 11 days and almost 13,000 athletes.
Amazing. But if you haven't seen it yet, you're not missing out on anything, because you said there might be some records being broken today or tomorrow possibly, right?
Absolutely. These track and field kids will compete at Drake today and tomorrow are some of the finest young track and field athletes in the world. Yesterday, we had a kid set a national record, and I think it was the 800 meters, and just missed the world record by less than a second. So today and tomorrow, it wouldn't surprise me if there wasn't a half dozen national age group records set right here on the Drake track in downtown Des Moines.
Yeah, how about it? Sounds like you also have some pretty big name spectators as well. You brought some gold medalists in to watch. Is that what we understand? We
did. We were very, very fortunate that a lot of these athletes and gold medal athletes are in the mode of let's give back. And we have on our what we call our grunt crew, which is the crew that moves the starting blocks and sets up hurdles and takes water around. Actually, 4 Olympic gold medalists that come out and work, volunteer their time just to support the program and make sure that these kids have opportunity to showcase their talents.
What a great deal.
Being the vice president, why do you think it's important to host an event like this and move it around the country? We're so grateful to have it here in Des Moines, and we understand in another 4 years you'll be joining us again. But why is it important to have something like this?
Well, I think I mentioned earlier that kids want to be kids. Kids want to play, they want to participate, they want to engage with other kids, and to be able to offer them opportunity to do that and to learn something at a young age, some life skills that they can carry with them, hard work, reward, competition. And if we can offer through AAU programs, whether it's basketball or baseball or volleyball or any of our sports, opportunity for the kids to participate. While we were in Kosovo, we had dinner with the Prime Minister one night, or a reception with the Prime Minister, and he said to me, he said, sports is the vehicle that changes the world. So you don't realize, we're never going to change hearts and minds of people that have set in their ways in this age group. But if we come down one generation and we can get kids working together and playing together, we can change not only their mindsets and their cultures, but we can change and influence the world. And I truly believe that sports is a vehicle to do that.
Kind of like the Olympics on the larger level.
Absolutely.
From all around the world. Amazing. If people want to learn more, obviously kind of a schedule of what's happening in the next couple of days, or maybe looking ahead to possibly being involved when you guys are back in town or anywhere,
sure.
How can they get more details?
Well, I would suggest 2 things. If you'd like information on the track and field stuff that's coming up now, you can go to the AAU's website, the AAU Junior Olympic Games. Or, hey, if you've got an interest, the folks at I want to say visit Des Moines, but I think they've changed it.
Catch Des Moines now.
Yeah. I got it. I'll get it right, I promise.
Catch Des Moines.
Des Moines. They did give me a nice little swag bag, and I'll wear that next week. But hey, they'll find more than enough stuff for your viewers to get involved in.
Wonderful.
They do such a great job.
Wonderful. Thank
Love
you so
it.
much for
So
everything
thank you guys for inviting me. I do appreciate it.
We'll look forward to you coming back.
Thanks so much.
It
Love to
is
do it.
7:39, and we will be right back.